Hey guys, so you've just finished logging in with Aaron, you've understood pricing, and now you want to get Chargebee connected. Well, it's relatively simple. Here we have your empty console, and you have no idea what this is at the moment. You will do in just a few minutes. Here's where you'll see your invoices of everything that comes in through Chargebee. You'll be able to see here in the table format. Then the other key section for you guys is going to be your parties. Here's where you declare your party, which basically maps one-to-one with an entity in Chargebee. And this also adds any necessary details such as a people ID or an email you don't have configured in Chargebee. We can add those here and we'll just inject those into every invoice. Finally, the most important part is the workflows. Here we'll create all your necessary workflows that you want to use for invoicing in your designated regime. In this case, we're just going to do a simple PDF invoice just to demonstrate how to connect, and then you can head over to the other country-specific videos to see how to do those. Now, what we do have to connect is our apps. So you want to click on Configuration, and then you want to click on Apps. Here in Apps, you'll see a bunch of apps. Really, at the moment, we should only have to worry about Chargebee. Then, once Chargebee is connected, you can see there's a configure button here. We'll forget about that for a minute. We'll just head over to the rest and come back here once we're done. So the first thing we want to do is create a workflow. So again, you click on Workflows, jump over to Create Workflow, and here we can search for a lot of templates. Chargebee. This should pop up with a few templates. We're just going to use the Chargebee PDF invoice. This is just, as I said, a template for you to use if you need. And now you can just save the draft and publish. Now I'll take a minute to explain what each of these steps does. We've got the import Chargebee document. This is the first step in any workflow for Chargebee. What it does, it extracts using the information we've got from your webhook. It downloads all the invoice, the customer data, and anything else it needs to build a fully compliant invoice. In this case, it will just use that to create a PDF. Then signing the envelope. Signing the envelope is a key step and is ensuring integrity. It means that, hey, nothing's modified this, so we're able to create a PDF as this is the final version. Then at the end of everything, we've got these update Chargebee steps. This step will then update into Chargebee in the comments section. We'll see this in action in a minute. Finally, we've got the error handling section here at the bottom. This error handling section will trigger if at any point during this workflow there is an issue. It will also update Chargebee with the issue at hand. You've also got these processing, sent, and error steps. These all just allow you to assign any status you want, really. So we could even set here rejected, but it doesn't really make any sense. So let's just set it to processing. This will then appear in the invoice on the table. It will not appear inside the actual document. Once we've got that done, and that has been published, we can head over to parties. And now we just need to create a party for our account. In this case, this is the code view. This you'll see we're just missing a lot of information. To make your lives a bit cleaner, we can head over here. Great. Once this is created and we've got our workflow ready, we can head over into Chargebee. In Chargebee, we need to create an API key and a webhook. So I created this sandbox account with me as a customer, and we just need to head over into settings, configure Chargebee, scroll down over into API keys and webhooks. So we've created this API key here. These are made by Chargebee as a default. And then we just need to create a new full access key and all. We do work with read-only keys, but you do lose a lot of the functionality. All those updated steps that I've just explained, we will not be able to use them anymore, and we will need to select another option if we were to just use a read key. I'll show you that option in a second. Here we can name this Invopop, and we can create the key. Let's just copy this key over and remember this sandbox account, we'll need to add the site in a second. So now we're here in our console again. We want to head over into apps, configure, and here was where we're going to paste our API key, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy this long site name and just paste it here. Now, for the supplier, we want to use Invopop, the one we created a second ago. For the workflow, we want to select the PDF invoice, and we want to ignore these just for now. We'll get into more details in subsequent videos. And we want to just save that. This created a URL for us to copy. So let's just copy that up. And we're going to head over back into Chargebee, into the webhook section, add a webhook. And we're going to name this Invopop. We're going to paste this here, and we request all the information even when we receive a webhook, so there's no need to protect it. We'll always just query with your API key. We can filter this for invoice generated. Here we go, and credit note created. Perfect. And we want to create. Great. So that's that. Let's head over back into the console. Let me just show you what I want to tell you about the workflow. In the import document, we do have this update selection. It's automatically enabled. If you do want to disable this, you can just click here. If not, no need. Save and publish. So that's it. That's your account connected. Let's just do a quick charge to check that everything worked. So here we go into our customer. In this case, this is me. Let's create a quick charge. And let's set this for 15 euros and a description of test. This has created the invoice. And if we go down into the invoices, we have seen that the update steps were successful, and Invopop, the document was successfully imported into Invopop, and then the processing succeeded and it created a PDF. If we want to click this and open it up, we'll see that the invoice has been paid. This is our supplier, which is us, as well as the customer. Now, if we head over into Invopop, how does this look? So if you go into our sales, you'll see we have our own line with the state sent, the supplier, the customer, no tax code for the customer, the total, and the issue date. The invoice number is 1, and if we look into it, we can see the invoice, the PDFs that were generated, and if we head over to our activity, we can see the workflow. The workflow here shows each step. Cool. Each step was successful, and when they occurred. Hopefully from this, you've gotten a full understanding of how to quickly set up your account. It should take no more than 10 minutes. Check over our next videos to see how to personalize this for different countries and different needs. Whenever we do need to head into live, just check that other video as well.